Hi, and welcome to the Women of Power Hour show. I am so excited to be here today because our power guest is somebody that I have known for a couple of years, and we stay in touch on Facebook. And she's been on shows before, and we've connected. And she's also in the Women of Power video, the song video, really kind of shining her light and doing her thing from where she is in the world, which is Florida. Barb Destiny is a creative powerhouse. She truly is a woman of power, living her heart's desires, showing up as so many different things and expressing in so many ways that she refuses to be defined. And I love this. She refuses to be kind of labeled or have any kind of way that people think of her as being one way. And I think this is so beautiful, so important. Barb is, she loves simplicity. She's a creative, an artist, an author. She's a love generator. Oh yes, I can feel it from here. She paints, she cooks. Oh, don't we know she cooks? Her meals that come up on Facebook, it's like, wow, I just want to be with you, Barb, eating and talking and enjoying you. And people are her mediums. I love that. And of course, Barb is a healer. She is a hammock healer and she shakes rattles. Oh my word. Barb, you've got to come on here. Welcome to Women of Power.
Just let it soak in. Very, very healing. A rattle. How much time do we have?
Oh, all the time in the world for this. Oh, it's amazing.
So this rattle,
Yes.
I got 30 years ago in Bali, Indonesia. The gecko that's on there, that lizard.
Yeah.
Is it close enough for you to see it?
It is.
And I got this made by a prisoner in jail. And he was a healer for all the other prisoners. And just, I can picture his face right now as he made this. We waited about an hour until they were all making things. And I have this, and I never really used it much. I used it when we gathered for different ceremonies, but I never used it as a healer until yesterday. So this is where imagination comes in. I go to a place in my mind that's in the woods. And so I go there a lot in my writing, in my meditation. It's a place I've always gone to. It's a beautiful clearing in the woods. And I went there yesterday morning for my morning meditation. And this rattle came to me. And I pictured myself in the woods going around a circle, rattling this rattle. So yesterday was I run a stretch and relax class for our city. And at the relaxation, and we go into meditation. I do different things. We do music, I do hand drum, other people. And yesterday I said, because that's where my imagination was leading me yesterday.
Yes.
And so I got it. I got that picture. So I brought my rattle and I did a rattle bath over each of my stretch attendees, down their chakras.
Yeah.
Down their arms, down their legs, and at their feet. And so I didn't know what it all meant when I was doing it, but it was very powerful for me.
Yes.
And my attendees. So when I got home, wow, I was really in that place. So I went on the internet to see if there was anything, because I'm a fact person. I want the facts too. I show me the facts of all this metaphysical stuff, right? And sure enough, rattle baths are factual, they're mystical, they are a clearing, healing modality. So that, I did not know that. I
Wow.
worked that from my imagination and what I call my spiritual imagination. I think
Yeah.
everything's spiritual.
Everything is spiritual. I want to thank you, Barb, for bringing this here right now and being so authentic and sharing. And I love this. What you're coming with, this idea of why we trap ourselves and stop ourselves from really going there and expressing and enjoying our imaginations. We were told as
Yes.
children to stop daydreaming and stop looking out the window and focus on your maths.
Yes.
And
And my husband even said to me, "That's silly."
yeah.
Really? You're gonna do that? I said, why do I tell him? But really, when he says that, I know, yes, it is. I know I'm on the right track when he doesn't get it.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, it just
I just want to ask you, we've got a little bit of there's a little bit of a rattling. That rattle has actually gone through into your voice when you're speaking here online.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, is there anything I can do?
Maybe just move.
I have a piece of selenite here. Maybe
I think it's your technology rather than you. It's not the spiritual. I think it might be the iPad or something. Just move it a little bit.
Oh.
But it's amazing. You're transferring energy through the iPad. We're getting the truth of this healing. And I really would love to talk about this for a little, because on this show, beautiful, inspirational healers and teachers and creatives and authors, a collective of women coming on and sharing about their journey and what they believe to be true for themselves as women of power. And what really, really inspires me about who you be is that you do show up in so many beautiful ways. And that's very prevalent on your Facebook feed. I mean, it's like you're delving into the breadth and the depth and the expansiveness of what is possible, and just being that, and then exuding that. And why for you do you believe that to label ourselves and put ourselves in that place of I am a ... I am a coach, I am a speaker? What about that for you is goes against the way that you be, and limits, has a limiting feeling? What is it about that?
Well, just that what you just said is limits. Very limiting. I never fit in the box, and I was always a rebel, and to the umph degree, I feel I have a lot of forgiveness around that. My poor mom and dad.
I like a rebel.
Yeah.
That's why you're here today.
Right. And I've always felt that I had so much to give. And sometimes, even now, but especially like maybe right around 40-ish, I felt like it wasn't concrete. And how do I use all these blessings that I have I feel related to everybody. And I didn't really know how to fit that into a real life. And till about when I turned 50, that was very pivotal. Turning 50 was sort of like, okay, girl, This is it. I mean, use your skills, use your voice, use your imagination. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid. Don't be afraid, and I just always felt that life is so short. I
Hmm.
always felt that. I was a kid in high school that read the obituaries. I don't know if people do that, but I did. I really wanted to see like what people, what their life journey was, what people wrote about them. And I've always been from that outlook into life, like what is my life going to be and what can I create it to be? And it's simple. I have a very simple life, but I like to share. I
Right.
like I like to share happiness. I
Yeah.
like to share love. I want everyone to be, happy and joyful and settled and balanced. So I think that is my desire to help transfer what I know and how you can live in this beautiful, blissful existence, because we were sent here to enjoy. We
Yes.
were not sent here to suffer. There's so many people that just suffer, and including my coworkers. And so I've sort of taken this sort of ministry of mine as a love generator, adding to the side of the good. That's what my husband says. He's not metaphysical, but one day, or probably I asked him, what in your opinion, because he likes to share his opinion, what in your opinion are you here for? I was really
Right.
struggling with why are we here, Rich? Why are we here? So then he said, in his very analytical, way, I'm here to add to the side of the good. That's it.
Okay.
And I always remember that from I felt my rock man, caveman. He said something so profound. And I always said, you know what? That's right. I'm here to add to the side of the good. And so,
Yes.
how can I help in that effort? So, that has brought me into healing. It's brought people to me. I don't
Yes.
I don't really go out looking. You
Yeah.
know, uh, People come to me. I know I have a balancing effect for people, and I
Yeah.
really see that as my role. I am here to help people balance, stay calm. Everything's gonna be okay. That was my theme in my first book with my character. Everything. Just trust the journey. Just trust the journey. It's hard to trust sometimes.
It's hard. It's not
Yeah.
easy. I mean, we say it a lot, don't we? And we hear it a lot. And I
Yeah.
think especially, in our environment right now where
Mm.
things are not looking as if there is a stability. And for everywhere we look, there's something written or social media or newspapers or whatever. And we're hearing,
Mm.
oh,
Mm.
this is
Yeah.
happening. And yet knowing that truth that underlies everything, coming from living from that, that
Mm.
divine infinite place where everything is love and is good, we can make a huge difference by being that. I mean, I see
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
as being that and expressing it
Mhm.
so creatively with what you're doing. I mean, I'm being really serious when I see your meals come up. I
I
think,
know.
wow, has she laid a place for me? I'm just going to hop over on the plane
Oh,
because you're just showing you. You're not doing it to try and be a
right.
cookery teacher, or
Right.
although you are. And it's
I
like,
like to
here I
share.
am. I'm sharing
Share.
what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
So the
And
food aspect. So I'm in food and beverage. Right now I'm doing banquet bartending. I do all kinds of things with food. I do catering, and I've been doing it for 40 years. So I really have a lot of intuition around food and hosting and parties. And so this is my one of my loves that I love to share. So where was I going with this? Oh, creativity. So,
Yeah.
everyone has their mediums of creativity. I'm a painter, I love to paint, and I'm not, I'm not that great, but, I think I am. So I love to, I just love to do my creative work and without an outcome. I'm not selling it. I'm not, I don't have a studio, but I would like to show you one of my pieces. So
Oh,
this
yes.
is this is
Yes.
where yeah, this is where creativity. So everyone has old bowling balls, right? I had three
Oh, I
old bowling.
don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. I had
Everyone.
three.
What
I
am I
thought
missing
everyone.
out on?
I bought a bowling ball one, way back.
Okay.
We thought we were gonna bowl. We did it
I
like
need an old
once.
bowling ball.
So I had these bowling balls in the closet for
Oh my
years,
gosh.
and
It's a
they're
mandala. It's
yeah,
a bowling ball mandala.
a mandala on my bowling ball.
Oh my word.
So
It's
this is
beautiful.
thank you so much. And when the sun shines on it, it's just so beautiful. And so this
Wow.
came from my imagination. I didn't draw it out first. I just started painting. And
Yeah. From the
and now
inside out.
inside out.
Hmm.
Yes, started with the flower. And so I have three different designs on three bowling balls. So this is sort of my,
You don't
creative way.
actually use them for bowling now, do you?
No,
No.
they're art pieces now.
They are.
It's
You've
heavy.
you've started a whole new trend, Barb.
Yeah, bowling ball art.
We're gonna have bowling alleys kind of all arted up in the
You know
whole
what?
bowling.
I never
Yeah,
thought to use
why
it.
not?
Wow, I would be like, like a celebrity in the bowling alley, an artist, a bowling ball artist.
So what is it for you that I'm really loving this and this conversation and you being here and your energy you're giving me, and welcome to whoever is here and listening and viewing. Welcome in. We're live and we're with the incredible Barb Destiny, who is just such a plethora of allness, of greatness. And I
Of all
believe
this,
you've
I
given us
like that.
all permission right now to play and be creative and use our imagination and stop that thinking mind that comes in and
Yes.
says, no, can't do that. Got to go and do that now. Got to go and do the computer stuff and the
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
And make money and promote
Yeah,
myself, and that's good. That is good too. I work. I have to work, but
yeah,
I just don't like having to do something. Like
right.
when you tell me I have to do this and I have to do this fair and make so much money and do this and you have to work this many, I just run. I
Yeah,
love to create for creation's sake. I love to work when I want to work. I have a great job as an on-call banquet bartender. If I'm
wow.
not available, sorry, I'm going on a cruise. I can't work. But so I kind of manage my schedule according to how it feels right for me. And it took me years to get to where I am now of,
Yeah,
not feeling bad because I said no and who are they gonna get? But
right.
now it doesn't matter because I know I am a woman of power. I'm really good at what I do. And
Yes,
they need me and I need them. But
yes.
I don't work those overnight things anymore. I don't come back in the morning anymore. I don't do all that anymore. But that just comes with, confidence and
And
knowing,
intentionality.
yes,
It's as if, well, it's you are designing your life, as even if
yeah,
it feels like it may be slightly, I don't know, it may feel like, oh, you're taking chances and just, being creative. And I don't
right.
hear that. I hear that you are intentionally designing and architecting the way you want to live, and you're living fully into that.
That is so me. I have created intentionally the life I want. And it feels so good to be in that flow.
Yeah.
And I want to teach people how to do that, and learn, and be creative, and use things in different ways. Like
Yes.
I from a very young age feel sick when I see trash accumulating, and plastics, and all that. And I've always, since I was young, really had a angst against using stuff and throwing it away. And I was always, how can we not buy that and reuse it, or make it different, or so now I'm really intense. I mean, I might make my own deodorant, I make my own laundry soap, because
Wow.
I don't like the plastic
Yeah.
containers that they come in.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty intense now when it comes to reusing things. I really have very infrequently gone to a mall or a store to buy something new. Like, if I can find it secondhand,
Hmm.
I'm in a great community called time banking, and time banking is
Yes.
exchanges. So
Yes.
yeah, so it
So
always.
there's somebody else that told me about this. I
Oh,
think it was, she came onto a show, Reverend Raven.
oh, Reverend Raven, yes,
Reverend Raven. I
yes.
believe it was her. She told me about it.
She's a
Yeah.
time banker, yes.
Yeah.
I think she's even in charge of it now.
Oh, she's like she's the one. She's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's very
amazing.
good.
Reverend
Yeah,
Raven, yes.
yeah. So yeah, so it's very powerful. So we're talking about women of power.
We are.
We This is such a powerful dynamic to reuse and share. And I need this, and then you need this, and
Yes.
it's an old. This is how it used to be, where you were a village mentality and you
Yes.
helped everybody. So
Yes.
I love plugging with that plugin for the time bank. And also, we have another thing in St. Pete. It's called Buy Nothing St. Pete. And if you have something you're not using anymore, you just put a post and people say, "Yes, I want that." Put it on their front porch and people come. I just love doing stuff like that, because I know everything's getting reused, repurposed. And
Yes.
I went on a tour of our city. I guess they don't call it a dump, but that's what a dump. Everyone knows what a dump is, where all your garbage goes. And I did take a tour, and was on this bus, and we pulled in to where all the trash gets dumped into this huge area. I felt such a sickness coming
Yeah.
up out of me. I had to keep swallowing not to throw up.
Yeah.
And that visual, I think everyone needs to go and take a tour of their landfill area and see all the trash that we are using and throwing away.
Yes. And even not even, I'm just, before I go on, I'm just going to recognize Lindsay. Welcome here, Lindsay. That's cool. And it's great
Uh,
to be here with you, Lindsay. Oh, you're wonderful. Lindsay, a woman of power. She has an amazing show on the network,
great.
Practice
Hi, Lindsay.
Possibilities. Hi, Lindsay. And
I love that name.
Camille. Camille is a woman of power. Now, Camille is a media expert, I tell you. Oh, beautiful, Camille.
Hi,
So I'm
Camille.
really thrilled that you're both here. And I just want to say, but on that piece there, the piece for me that really is, that I feel that makes my stomach churn as well, is where, as human beings who have a home with everything that we may need in our homes, to the degree that and then there's the whole storage unit thing, where people are hiring storage units to keep more stuff in that they never
I
visit.
know.
It's like, what's that all about?
I
Okay, because I
know.
think it's an consumerism, over consumerism mentality, where if I have this, I will be more seen as more successful, or
Safe.
have achieved more. Safe.
Hmm.
To have
Yeah.
it means I'm safe on some level, where actually it's to not have it, you're safer.
Yeah. And that comes along with feeling free.
Yeah.
And so much of our
Yes.
conditioning and growing up through the systems, the schools, the churches, all this, it is it our freedom, it has slowly been taken, if you let it. But this is where real healing comes in, because people do not realize their innate greatness and
Yes.
divinity. And
Yes.
we put stuff on us. We pad weight, stuff, you know, all kinds of
Beliefs, ideas.
beliefs. And it's just a padding of
Yeah.
so, because so much has been ripped out to our, of our true natures by the system. And
Yeah.
so people are padded, very much padded. And that's the stuff. That's all. I have to watch out for that. I do, because I like to hold on to
Yes.
stuff. But I really consciously and intentionally, being a woman of power, I really consciously look at stuff, and like gifts. When someone gives me a gift, it's really hard to, pass that gift on, because I attach energy to it and love. But my house is small. My house is 900 square feet. And so
I think
that's
that's
why I'm not,
bigger than mine.
yeah, I'm not in my house because my husband's in there. He just got up. So I'm in my beautiful shed.
You're
And
in your
I
shed.
don't,
Is this your creativity hotspot?
oh, in the shed. Well, I love these. Let me share these. These are solar lights, and you can hook them onto a boat. Look, it even has an emergency.
Wow. We all
Yeah.
need one of them.
Yeah. And they have different levels of light, and you can hang them so they can be little
Oh,
lanterns.
that's so pretty.
Yeah, we got them online. We just Luminade. Luminade.
Luminade. Okay,
Luminade. I
I'm
want
gonna
to give
check
a
that
shout
out.
out to them.
Brilliant. Luminade.
Yes.
Solar.
Yeah, because they're really helping third world countries that don't have electricity. So,
Oh,
yeah, so
thank you.
power. We're
Oh,
talking about
power.
women of
She's a
power.
woman of power.
Yes, solar power, guys.
Of course.
Anything we can do to help, right? Just,
Yeah.
they say, if you just change your behavior and do 5% more,
Yes.
don't do the
Make
plastic
difference.
bottles,
Yes.
use a solar light.
Sharing.
Yeah, I got a couple of these.
Sharing, and
Sharing.
sharing. And I mean, you're living your life. I would see, what would you say? I know what I feel, how I feel about you. What would
Mhm,
you say though? I'm not asking you to label it or define it.
mhm, mhm.
But just your kind of woman of power, superpower. What would it be?
Ooh,
There might be more than one. There probably are.
my superpower is my imagination, and I
Yeah.
call it my spiritual imagination, and acting on it.
Ah, that's the
You
key,
know,
isn't it?
it is, it
Act
is.
on
I
it.
act on all those crazy ideas, like my
Yeah.
hammock healings, like,
Oh, your hammock healing. I mean, that came in the midst of, for me, the first time I saw it, it was
mhm,
probably ruminating with you for a little while longer. But
mhm.
that was, I think, just before COVID that you
It
began
was
that.
during COVID.
It was
It was
during COVID. And
right
when
in
I
the
saw
middle.
that you were doing that, my heart went out because I thought, number one, we're in the middle of COVID.
Mhm,
Who's going to want to be, that's a very trusting thing to
mhm,
happen, to be in close contact, without
mhm,
the 3 meter distancing thing. And number two, then my mind went to, and my heart went to,
mm,
this needs to be happening all over the world
mm.
right now,
I
because
agree.
there's a
Yeah.
trust in here of somebody being the healer and being close, even if
Mhm,
it's our partner that we're in a bubble with. This is a
mhm,
beautiful, beautiful, I don't know, just a beautiful energetic exchange. And
mhm.
I'm really, when we meet in person, this
Oh,
is what I'd love to experience with you, a hammock
yes.
healing.
Oh, yes. You have to. You have to. Well,
Yeah.
how it came about was that I needed. healing and comfort and Reiki. So I was self administering Reiki to in my hammock to myself during COVID because there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So this came up in my imagination, my spiritual imagination, as I need to get this out to people. And it was so uh, powerful that this had to be done. I developed a way to do it during the pandemic with because we had to stay 6 feet apart. So
Yeah.
I put a 6-foot cord, which went right to my belly button in a chair.
Ah, of course.
So that mother energy came right through the
The
cord.
umbilical cord,
The people that were in the womb
womb.
rocking. And so I would pull the cord right at my belly. I would rock them for 20 minutes. So 20 minutes of slow rocking and having that mother energy come down the cord was so powerful. It was more powerful then, I think, because we really needed it. But
Yes.
yeah, so now it is still beautiful. It's still my unique healing offering, and I'm still doing it in the parks. So keeping
It's
it local.
I think you've just said it. It is a unique offering, a
Yeah.
unique healing offering. And when I heard of this, it was, how come this hasn't been? Well, I'm sure it has, but we all love a hammock. I mean,
Right. I
I
know.
spent 6 months in a hammock years and years ago. I wasn't living in it, but I was traveling with a hammock, and I wouldn't go without a hammock anywhere in
Mm-hmm,
Thailand.
mm-hmm,
And I know the power of that, of being that
yes.
rocking and taking us back to the womb and having
Mm-hmm,
that you talked about safety. If we
yeah.
can, release the padding and come back to that place of safety and knowing it in our
Mm-hmm,
own hearts, in our own womb,
mm-hmm.
then there's no need for all of this stuff.
Right, right. And it is very um not unique, but it doesn't happen all the time when you can find a person that you really feel safe with,
Yes.
because we have a lot of agendas,
Yeah.
and I just want to be that person that people can come to. And if I can give any comfort at all, I mean, just sometimes I don't even know what to say. I'm
Mm.
not really an auditor.
You're
I
a
can.
listener.
I'm a listener. I just like to be
Listen.
with people in a very close setting. So this has led me to becoming a prayer chaplain at First
Yes.
Unity
I
Spiritual
wanted
Campus.
to talk about this because I know that you have been really of service at Unity,
Mhm,
First Unity Spiritual Center. I know you've been there for a while, and that
mhm,
your work as a meditation teacher and as a,
mhm,
a healer, and your healing presence, and to be a prayer chaplain, really, thank you for
mhm.
saying yes to this, Barb,
Yes.
because what a gift. What a gift to humanity that you are saying yes to this and really allowing yourself to be present for
And
individuals in this
and
way.
and that is the bottom line. You just said it, Laura, saying yes. So I didn't say yes for many years because of my work and all that.
All the reasons why we
All the
we make,
reasons we make excuses.
that make
So
sense in the moment, however, they
yeah,
do, don't they? To a
yeah,
degree.
and yeah, but I really felt it's time to say yes. And I said, I like to always be there. I like to be at the meetings. I like to be at the, all that we have to do. And I'm a high effort person. I think
Mm,
this stops
mm.
me. Yes. And if I can't do it all the way when I sign up for something,
Yeah.
so I've seen other people that are very women of power, and they can't make all the things. they show up when they can. And so I'm a student, I'm learning. And I
Yeah.
think, well, Serena, our friend Serena Hemmer,
Serena.
she's one of my mentors. So
Oh,
I see her and I said, well, Serena doesn't come to every single thing, but she's a reverend and a prayer chaplain. So,
yes.
okay. So she's giving me permission. She's showing me the way. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't have to, if I can't make something, that's okay. And
Yes.
that's not normal for me to go there because I'm high effort. And so I accepted with that knowing that, you know what, it's okay, Barb. You're not perfect. You can't go to everything. And so I let it go. And that's
Yeah.
when I said, yes, I will do it. I will be so blessed
Yeah.
to be a chaplain.
Oh, you gave yourself space to listen
Mm-hmm.
to what really wanted to come through then and allow it to
Right.
happen without feeling you had to do everything else.
Right.
Because
Right.
why is it that we're, as women, maybe this is just too much of a blanket statement here, but all of us feel
Mm-hmm.
this need to do. I mean, I'm really into the do less, be more. Doing more will somehow justify us as a person or allow us to feel more accepted by others, or that, that we're seen as doing the right thing at the right time. And that can be exhausting
Yes.
in that way.
Yes. Yeah. So it was very interesting. The day I became a prayer chaplain, I had someone come to me in the Rose Garden and ask me if I could pray with them. And I said, oh, of course. I was on my way to lead a meditation. And, and that too, when someone stops you when you're on your way and,
Yes.
I'm going to be there.
Oh yeah, no time. Yeah, it's like,
So
hang on.
that's just staying in the flow.
Yeah.
Staying in the flow. They can wait for me,
Yeah.
I don't have to be there right at the time. So this is what's in front of me now.
Yes.
So this woman needed prayer. And the one thing I learned, I don't know if this is the right forum for this, but this is very important to get out of ourselves and see what others need from us. So the one thing I learned to ask everyone that asks me for prayer is, what entity do you pray to? What's the name? Who do you pray to? And she said, Allah.
Yes.
And this was the first one. And I said, oh, I'm so thankful I asked. So I prayed with her to Allah.
Yes.
Which my stepdaughter is Muslim with her husband. And I thought of her
Yes.
in that moment. And it just the synchronicity to that. And so always get out of your perspective, because my perspective is different. So when you get into someone else's perspective, and I think that's why I really do see myself as I hear power, and I think energy source. I see Reiki. So I'm a Reiki practitioner. So I hear power. Power is my energy source that
Yes.
I can share. So in that moment of sharing that energy with someone that is with my daughter in that worship to Allah was so powerful.
Beautiful, very powerful. And I think for me, what I really am hearing is that the power in not assuming that we're all thinking about the same thing in the same way,
Nope.
and opening up. And this just really flows into who you be, as as you are doing, or allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to really express in the fullness in different ways, and allow the creativity to flow through so beautifully.
Right.
It's so powerful. And I really want to just talk about here, because you are multifaceted and it is all one, and you do have you've authored 2 books.
My second book is
Your
My
second book is
second,
almost, yeah.
it's almost.
Because when we last spoke, you would just had the seed of an idea for your second book. So
Right.
now it's nearly ready, yes?
Yes. Next year. It'll be out published next year. And my first book was called, uh, what was it called? Cracked Wide Open. So
Cracked
the
wide
heart,
open. That's
cracked
it.
wide open.
I'm going
Barbara
to write
Bird.
that in here so we know.
Let me show it. It's
Ah,
real
thank
yummy.
you.
It's a yummy, yummy book. It is, I wrote it so that it wouldn't be time sensitive. So this book you could read 20 years from now. There's no technology in it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And there's yoga. People are like yoga. I incorporated yoga. So there's a lot of yumminess in it. So my next book, so this was the beginning, the imagination of this character who started as me and then she sort of fictionized. I fictionized her. And the second one is keeping my heart open.
Ah,
So
that's right.
that's the hard part. So we
Yeah.
can crack open, we can have lots of
Yes.
cracks along the way, but sometimes it goes back. But
Yeah.
so to keep it open is a practice. And so I practice that every day, keeping my heart open. And you
Mm.
never know. So I never know what I'm going to run into. So I have this, I'm in this thing now. I can't even really explain it, but so you know, in a spiritual setting with my spiritually attuned friends, so easy, we just
So
run
easy.
on. Yeah. So but now when I'm out in the real world, in the
It's, oh
working,
no, that's not the real
that's
world.
not the real world. I know that is true, but
Yeah.
it's my
And I know what you mean.
so in my work
That's the other
world.
world.
Yeah, so what's happening is, and it's not planned, but
No,
I'm
no.
noticing all the synchronicities that are happening since now I am a healer, I am a chaplain. People are coming to me in weird places, in the lobby of my hotel. Some guy said, I just had to come and say hi to you. I was attracted by your face. And I was like, wow.
Oh.
And it wasn't a come on,
No,
it
no,
just,
no.
he said, I saw this glow about you. I just had to come and say hi. I said,
Well,
oh
in a
my God.
way, it is a come on, isn't it? It's like that you have an energy and you're drawing people towards you with what it is that you are emanating
Yeah.
from your heart and your
Yeah.
mind. And yeah, so it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's
Yeah.
fun. My coworkers, that need prayer in different ways. I work with a lot of Muslims in my banquet area. So they're from Morocco and Egypt. So it's we all, worship the same God. We
Yeah.
do, but just in different ways. And so it's lovely how we can come together. Like Friday, their prayer day is Fridays. And I said a little prayer with my manager because he was going into the back to they go on their mats, and I said just a little. I don't remember what I said, but something like, "Oh, God is so good, God is so good." And I said, "Enjoy your prayer time," and it was just like I felt so happy when I said that. We never talked about prayer before, but he sees me on Facebook, so he knows I'm a prayer chaplain.
Yes.
And then we were just up at my daughter's and her husband's house, and my husband gets very nervous when I start to initiate prayer out loud because I don't know why. He's private. He feels vulnerable probably, and I don't care. I have to do what I have to do. So we were at their house and we were sitting there, and it was just a perfect time to offer a prayer up for all of us. And it was a big celebration we were there for. My son-in-law got a big truck, an 18-wheeler truck. He bought it, and they were going out on this new venture of their own business. And so I said, guys, let's go into prayer. I said, since I'm now a prayer chaplain, and I would love to offer a prayer for us right now. And I could see my husband go, oh, sit down, sit down. No, 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 I'm not going to sit down.
Oh,
So I
no.
said, yeah, it was very powerful. So everyone just closed their eyes. So I was standing and they were on the couch. And so I prayed to God, I prayed to Allah, and I prayed to the universe and nature, which we all plug into. And it just came right out so naturally, and in thanksgiving and excitement for our lives, which way they're going, and they're always evolving, and how we all came together, how
Yes.
how we all came together, and how his name is Islam, my son-in-law. Islam is the most God loving, Allah loving son-in-law. And he's really helped our daughter,
Right.
on that journey. So I was just so grateful for that. And so my life and the prayer work and the metaphysics is all coming together in different settings that never was before. So, and then this was very powerful. I was home. We were just home in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. My parents are there. And we were sitting for dinner. My dad always says the dinner prayer, always, like, that's set in stone. But this time we sat down, and we all know, we all hold hands, and there was a pause, and he didn't say anything. And and it came right to me. And I said, oh, I'd like to lead the prayer tonight. And my dad beamed, and I think telepathically he sent it to me.
Yes.
Yes. And again, here's my husband. I'm holding his hand, and he's like squeezing my hand. Like,
Oh.
yeah, I love him. He's just so, raw. He's a raw person, very transparent. And so I was like, okay, he's giving me confidence by squeezing my hand. It's not his insecurity. It's
Yeah.
go, Barb. It's go
Yeah.
time. And I said the prayer out loud, first time ever in my family's
And
gathering setting.
that is huge.
It's
To do
huge.
that.
It was
It is
huge.
huge because we have the beliefs of how we think others, our family members, have seen us. We're a child when we visit them again. We go back
Oh,
into
yes. Yes.
we go back.
13. Yeah.
We're a teen, and so to do that is like you're claiming who you are right now,
Yes.
and what you believe in right now, and how you show yourself in the world. It's so
Yes.
beautiful,
Powerful.
really powerful.
Yeah. And I didn't know, this was going to happen. I didn't know what I was going to say. And, sometimes we can get stuck because we don't know what we're going to say. Like today, my husband says, what are you going to say? I'm like, I have no
Oh,
idea. Hun, I'm just going to go with the flow. I said, I
yeah,
trust Laura. I trust
yeah,
Laura to guide. And so that is being of power, is to trust that, you know what? It's just going to come. You're going to get all these downloads. You're not going to have anything to worry about. Just be in the present moment and just let it flow. And so, where was like, oh, so at the end of the
at
prayer,
the table.
at the table, what came out was our lineage. And thanks for all those people, our family, their grandparents, their grandparents, going down, down, down. And I said, if it wasn't for them, we would not all be here holding hands
Yeah,
around this table. I'm
yes.
so grateful for all of our family that came before us. And my dad had tears coming down his face.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah. Yeah. And my sister was there, and it was lovely.
And
Yeah. So,
what a light you are to be,
uh,
your son is sparking something
mhm,
in it for everybody. I mean, I'm just feeling this, that wherever you are, you're living so fully
mhm.
as a
I
creative
am. I
being.
am.
You're living so fully, and you're allowing yourself to to delve into possibilities, to have fun, and to explore. And I needed this today. I needed to be with you and to pick up on your energy. And I'm sure whoever's here also is in need on some level to hear, go for it. Do
Yeah.
what you feel in the moment and don't attach anything to it. Just do it because, and be it fully in life. Why are we so shy in our lives?
Right.
We own it with some people, and then with others we kind of drop who
Mm-hmm.
we truly are because we want to fit into their perception.
Yeah. And
I feel
you know, that's normal. That's just
human nature.
human.
Yeah,
Yeah. So when I feel afraid, I just say, you know what, thank you for my humanity. And
yeah,
sometimes being afraid keeps us safe, you know. It's a thing we have that we just use it. You know, there's sometimes we're afraid that it's good to be afraid so that, you know, you don't run off with the wrong person
yes,
or
and all
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know, there's different degrees of being shy. And so, you know, if the idea didn't come to you, I mean, it's everything is spiritual. So
Yeah,
that idea, it came from God to me.
of course.
Yeah, so
Yes.
there's no, I don't question it. I just I do it. You know, also, so this is how you know when you have, so your spiritual imagination, when you think of things that, like, they might come fast, or they you might dream, or you might think about things that you want, and it's all spiritual. And so sometimes you get signs, synchronistic signs, that your imagination is true and correct, and this is the sign is leading you. So really pay attention. So let me share this story. So I was in need of getting a poem, and I'm not a poet. So I was looking for a poem, and I opened my purse, and I found, I had just gone to a memorial service, and this is the woman. I didn't know her. I worked it. So she was an artist,
Yeah.
and I was working. It was a little catered event at a museum. So I had tucked this her memorial thing in my purse. I didn't really, I didn't pay attention to it, but I was looking in my purse for something when I was going to this little event, and I found it, and I just opened it up because I saw writing on it, and I didn't read it before at the
Okay.
when I was working. So I read it, and I said, oh, I got my poem, right? So, okay, that's great in itself. Then I went to go get my earrings, and I was sort of in this indigenous, earthy, grounding place, and I wanted to wear these wooden round earrings. So I went up to my jewelry box to get these. And this little earring of a heart and wings,
Oh, bring it further
there
along.
we
Yeah,
go. Can you
beautiful.
see that? Was hooked on,
Onto it.
yeah, on this, like this. I'm sorry, I can't.
Mm,
There we go.
yes.
Okay, so I took it down. Now, these earrings with the wings and the heart were from this memorial service. Her friends set up a display with all her jewelry and wanted all the attendees to choose some jewelry of hers to take with them. And they said I could do it too. So I chose these earrings. And that is what the confirmation
Oh my
was.
gosh. I'm like, I would
Yeah.
love you to read the poem out
Oh, it's
if you
appropriate.
feel,
Oh,
is it appropriate?
it's Mary Oliver. She's a
Okay. I'm
famous
going to put you
poet.
on the large screen
Okay,
here.
this is so good. All
Okay.
right, here we go. Everybody ready? Just listen to my words, which are written by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body. Love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you about mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clear blue sky, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination,
Oh,
calls you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Wow. I know.
when you got to that piece just now of the imagination, we
I
didn't,
know.
I don't
We
think we
didn't
planned to read this.
remember that this said that, but I wanted
And
to share this because
yes,
the whole example of the sign,
yes.
the synchronicity to this whole divine presence that we live in, it's so simple if we just tune in, and it guides us. So whenever I read this, I mean, I'm saying thank you, Susan. I didn't even know her, but
Right.
she's with me.
Yes. She's
Yeah.
here right now. She's sharing
Yes.
and she's knowing.
Yes. And these
And
earrings.
that was hanging off of the other earring is
Yes. Isn't that
so incredible, and yet
yep.
not, because we know
Right.
how life works.
Right.
And
And the thing is,
and
I
I
really
love
want
it that it's a heart with wings. So it's like freedom. We
yeah.
talk about freedom and flying from our
Yep.
heart.
And I want to add this right here before I forget. Our testimonies of when things like this happen, right? Like right here, this is a testimony. You really have to share it
Yes.
because people need to
Yes.
know that we are all connected. We're connected to everything. There's no disconnection. We are all connected. And even when it feels like we're not, we are. And it's the spark, it's the DNA, it's the energy, it's the plants, we're connected to all of it. And so when you really get that, you
Mm.
really get how life is. It's fun because you just don't have to worry about anything. Who
Yes.
cares?
And you said something though that's key in all of this. When we really get this,
Mm-hmm.
it's an embodied knowing, a beyond a knowing. It's a being with it and knowing it really truly so deeply that we are not separate from anything.
Anything.
And when we
Right.
really get that, it's a game changer.
It is. It is. I started to get that around 50. I don't know what it was. It was I don't know, maybe my menopause was over and I was back
Well, I
to
think
normal.
menopause awakens us,
It
to seeing
does.
the truth of who we are.
Yeah.
We grow into the truth of who we are. We let go of the identity of how society has wanted us to be as a woman and as a reproductive agent,
Right.
and then it's like, no, okay, I'm going to reproduce for myself
Mm-hmm.
within
Mm-hmm.
me
Yes.
now,
Yes. I love that.
giving
Yeah.
birth again to myself. Oh, Barb, we could be here all day.
I know. How much time do we have left?
About 3 minutes.
That construct of time.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'd like you, before we go, I'd
Yes.
really appreciate you sharing, for anyone that's watching right now or who sees this and views this at any moment in time, if you have just a final kind of, it's not final, but a kind of a wrap
Yeah.
up of, well, to really tap into that creative, the
Mm.
spiritual imagination, the spiritual creativity, in the busyness of our lives. What is it for you that made that shift to say, I'm just going to do this anyway, because this is the truth of who I am?
Well, you can't not do it. It is something in your gut that if you really want a life of authenticity, intention, love, you really have to go for it. And what's stopping us? It is use that spiritual imagination to really develop what you want, because we're not here very long. We're here like a microsecond. And when you get that, it's okay to play and be happy. Like some people don't even think it's okay to be happy and joyful.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, make other people jealous or all that stuff. Just be in the best light, which is your light. And we were sent here for that bliss, and to help each other, to love each other. That's really all that matters. Nothing really
Yeah.
else matters. So, and just sit with yourself and be quiet and go deep. Go deep in yourself, and
Mm.
you'll touch that soul that what you're supposed to do.
Mm.
The seat of the soul.
Yes. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for being here on the Women of Power Hour.
My pleasure.
It's been incredible.
The hour went
Connecting again.
fast.
The hour just went zap. I know you'll be back here again soon,
I
and
will.
we'll keep this flowing, because I feel that you have other creative inspirations that you're going to be bringing here and sharing. And
Definitely.
that maybe you could finish us on the rattle where we
That's a
started.
great
Let's finish.
idea.
And I want to give a thank you and a shout out to New Thought Media Network for sponsoring this and for being here, and such an incredible global focus ministry. Barb Destiny,
Love you,
taking us
everybody.
out with her
Mwah.
rattle. Oh, no. Wrong one.